think there's an aspect of it that's clearly has to do with one's own morality, because it's too easy to jump on that wagon if it's a disease or my brain's.
I still hear a lot of fans asking, am I going to come back and be War Machine? Yeah. Am I going to come back and be War Machine? I think they could have a huge franchise off of it.
Say it how it is.
Terrence Howard to Iron Man. All right.
Person that I helped become Iron Man to re-up for the second one took the money that was supposed to go to me and pushed me out.
With numerous peers stepping forward to support Katt Williams, Robert Downey Jr. also felt compelled to join him and shed light on his own Hollywood experiences and what's truly been happening in the industry. So let's get started without any further ado. Remember when Katt Williams dropped those bombshells on the Club Shay Shay podcast last year, exposing some shady industry business? That was wild, but then he faced a lot of backlash for it. Now Robert is stepping up, calling out the unfair treatment and showing support for Katt. He's even hinting at why Katt might be under fire. Things are definitely heating up. Katt Williams has emerged as a prominent whistleblower, revealing the hidden realities beneath the glamorous facade of the Hollywood industry. With relentless determination, Katt continues to unveil startling revelations that are sending shockwaves throughout the entertainment world.
And the fact of the matter is, we watched this right in front of our own face. And the knew it was finna happen. He told us, and we didn't know.
Alongside reports of his revelations regarding the alleged conspiracy surrounding Michael Jackson's death, Katt has also been vocal about addressing the portrayal of black actors in feminine attire within the entertainment industry.
Might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress. Okay, well.
Katt Williams has fearlessly tackled controversial topics that some may find uncomfortable, and it seems that his outspoken nature has provoked criticism from certain elements within the industry. Multiple incidents hint that Hollywood might be actively trying to distance itself from Katt due to his uncompromising stance.
Why? Because you know ain't nobody gonna sleep with him. You only got Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16.
It's often said that gaining a true understanding of an industry requires first-hand experience. Comedian Katt Williams recently offered intriguing insights that underscore this notion. Williams hinted at significant revelations about Tiffany Haddish's career. According to Williams, Haddish's ascent to fame may not have unfolded as organically as she has portrayed it to the public.
Those are just facts, sir.
How many is that total?
9.
So you've done 9
Yeah.
filmed comedy stand-up specials.
Without ever getting financed or having a deal.
The seasoned comedian holds the perspective that Haddish might have accelerated her rise within the entertainment industry. If you've ever questioned the authenticity of Haddish's persona, this revelation is not one to overlook. While stories of celebrities leading double lives have surfaced repeatedly, Haddish's journey to the pinnacle appears to be a unique case. Katt Williams left no detail unexplored in his disclosure.
Do you think she wrote Girls Trip Goofball?
Right.
Or do you think that was already a script and they handed it to her? It's up to you, whatever you want to believe.
During a recent appearance on V103's Frank and Wanda in the Morning Show, Williams didn't hold back as he shared his thoughts on several fellow comedians, including Lil Rel Howery, Jared Carmichael, Kevin Hart, and Hannibal Buress. However, it was Tiffany Haddish, the breakout star of Girls Trip, who found herself at the center of most of the criticism.
I'm the introduction to Tiffany Haddish.
Katt Williams, who won an Emmy for his guest role on Atlanta, made an effort to cast doubt on Tiffany Haddish's achievements. He implied that Haddish may not be the author of her own comedic material and questioned whether she has truly established herself as a genuine comedian. He said, "She's been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to nobody." Wanda Smith, the host of the show, then stepped in to defend Tiffany Haddish, asserting that Haddish's authenticity endeared her to audiences. In response, Katt Williams raised a provocative question, asking when being real had become a marketable trait. He went on to suggest that the industry's favor toward Haddish might be influenced by her publicly expressed admiration for Brad Pitt. Williams then took the opportunity to give recognition to several other black female comedians, such as Luanell, Melanie Camarco, and Miss Laura, highlighting their talent and contributions to the comedy scene.
Why? Because you know ain't nobody gonna sleep with him. You only got Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16.
In another interview, this time with Jamal Finkley on his YouTube channel Blacktree, Katt is said to have divulged more about the alleged dress-wearing scheme that you might be familiar with. Katt shared his perspective on the contentious issue of Kevin Hart wearing a dress in his SNL skit, underlining that Kevin wasn't the only one involved in this supposed situation. He claimed that Eddie Murphy and Jamie Foxx were right there beside him, keeping him company in what some have perceived as a controversial practice in the entertainment industry.
Let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a dress.
Katt highlighted the irony in the fact that a significant portion of the audience found it amusing to witness a black man wearing a dress. He believed that this reaction would not have been the same if the individuals involved were of a different racial background.
If that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress.
Despite Kevin Hart having firmly established his stardom, Katt cryptically alluded to the idea that Kevin must have had his own reasons for taking part in such roles, and he expressed respect for Kevin's choices in this regard.
At the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him.
Williams carefully suggested that he had observed numerous artists encountering similar challenges repeatedly throughout their careers. Given Williams' observations, one might suspect that there could be a discreet effort to undermine the public image of black icons by certain individuals or entities.
Yeah.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
In addition to his previous revelations, Williams exposed the existence of a secret society called the Illuminati, which he claimed faces significant opposition from within the black community. The implication here is that The Guardian, by indirectly corroborating his claims and revealing the society's name and some of its prominent members, has lent credence to his assertions about this secretive organization. He said, "It is the most elite club in the world. This is the Good Club, the name given to the tiny global elite of billionaire philanthropists. The names of some of the members are familiar figures: Bill Gates, George Soros, Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, David Rockefeller, and Ted Turner. But there are others too, like business giants Eli and Edith Broad, who are equally wealthy but less well known." While Williams disclosed significant aspects of the agenda he believed to have originated from the elites, he issued a warning to fellow black artists, advising them to exercise caution and be wary of the potential influence or involvement of this secretive club.
It's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung a million times.
Well, now reportedly Robert Downey is also supporting Katt's idea because Robert has always talked about all the alleged wrong things happening in the industry. There is a growing sense that Diddy may be facing significant challenges, with more individuals coming forward to expose his hidden secrets. The latest revelation comes from none other than Robert Downey Jr., who has chosen to share his perspective. Downey's account is particularly startling, as it alleges Diddy's connections with Clive Davis in carrying out disturbing actions.
Loosely prearranged destiny. And what's incredible is how far afield you can go from it and still find your way back.
P. Diddy and Clive Davis have a long-standing relationship dating back to the era when Tupac was at the height of his fame. Prior to receiving the Grammy Salute to Icons Award in 2020, honoree Sean Diddy Combs openly criticized the Recording Academy at the pre-Grammy Gala held on that Saturday night. The event, hosted by Clive Davis and the Academy, was already renowned in the industry. The night featured electrifying performances by Beck, Brandi Carlile, Cyndi Lauper, Miguel, Santana, Faith Evans, and Lil' Kim. Amid Davis's acknowledgments of luminaries such as Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Cardi B, Dua Lipa, Janet Jackson, Ozzy Osbourne, Nancy Pelosi, and more seated in the star-studded audience, the atmosphere was charged with multiple standing ovations.
What most people don't know is that Diddy actually had a mentor that molded him into the monster he is today. Most of you should have heard about the powerful music executive Clive Davis and his contribution.
The electrifying evening began with an explosive performance by Beck, who captivated the audience with a dynamic medley featuring hits like Loser and Where It's At. After this thrilling opening act, interim CEO and board chair Harvey Mason Jr. delivered welcome remarks that briefly addressed the long-standing issues raised in light of allegations made by ousted CEO Deborah Dugan over the preceding week. Grammy Week is the time of year when music communities all come together, Mason said, to celebrate and embrace one another, to reflect on our accomplishments and acknowledge necessary areas of improvement. Then Motown founder Berry Gordy sparked laughter during his introduction of host Clive Davis. Once again, here we are at this always happy event, seeing so many people you know, care about, and love, but never talk to all year. From there, it was Davis's show as he moved back and forth, alternately introducing stars coming on stage and those sitting in the audience. As Davis noted, it helps to know with whom you're sharing music, but there is a long-standing story behind all this respect, and this can be understood through Jaguar Wright. In her revelatory interview, where she openly criticized several members of the Hollywood elite for their dubious and occultic practices, Jaguar Wright disclosed a shocking claim that Diddy is involved in tea for Hollywood elite. This assertion may initially seem weighty and perhaps too extreme to be entirely accurate. However, considering the recent lawsuit filed by Cassie, accusing him of AT and other egregious acts, there appears to be a disturbing pattern emerging. In her interview with Real Life Production, Jaguar Wright made grave accusations against Diddy, alleging that he engages in troubling activities with Hollywood elites at peculiar parties involving substances and money transactions, and supposedly orchestrates harm against those who try to expose him. These are serious allegations to level against anyone, especially someone as wealthy and powerful as Diddy. Making such statements carries significant risk, almost like putting a target on one's back. However, Jaguar Wright, along with Downey, seems unafraid or indifferent to potential repercussions. This fearlessness might stem from their belief that their claims about Diddy are true. Diddy's history suggests a pattern of abusing his power and status, creating a hostile environment for those around him. Wright and Downey have made unsettling allegations, accusing Diddy of exploiting his position as the owner of Bad Boy Entertainment to coerce staff and emerging artists into engaging in intimate acts solely to satisfy his ego. Wright recounted an incident where a female lawyer within Bad Boy Entertainment, whose identity she protected, confided in her about witnessing Christopher Williams performing a S-act on Diddy in exchange for a demo deal. According to Wright, the lawyer was a talented young woman on the verge of a promising career, making the revelations even more disturbing. She was a wonderful woman, and she was a brilliant attorney, and she thought she was signing up for the ride of her life, she continued. You know, she was going to be head of legal at Bad Boy Entertainment and be a female, like that was a big deal, until she accidentally walked in on her boss's office and caught him getting head from a movie star, which he said was done for nothing more than an exercise of power. The female lawyer was so profoundly affected by that experience that she felt compelled to leave the company. However, the trauma she endured pales in comparison to what Cassie allegedly went through at Diddy's hands, as evidenced by court documents from the lawsuit she filed on November 16th. Cassie accused Diddy of persistent HA and control spanning over a decade, and that's putting it mildly. In 2022, when Diddy received the Lifetime Achievement Award at the BET Awards, he delivered what seemed like a heartfelt speech, expressing gratitude to everyone who supported him over the years, including Cassie, whom he praised for standing by him. However, behind this public facade, court documents from a lawsuit filed on November 16th reveal a much darker reality. Cassie, referred to as Miss Ventura throughout the document, allegedly endured a harrowing ordeal with Diddy, trapped in a cycle of violence and trauma. The court documents detail disturbing incidents, including Diddy Miss Ventura in her own home after she attempted to leave him. He allegedly beat, kicked, and stomped on her, causing bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. Additionally, Diddy is accused of destructive behavior, such as damaging a man's car after discovering his romantic interest in Miss Ventura. The list of includes forcing Miss Ventura to engage in intimate encounters with male workers while filming, running out of his apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rival industry executive, and demanding that she carry a firearm in her purse to intimidate her and demonstrate his perceived danger. Furthermore, Diddy is alleged to have introduced Miss Ventura to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance pressuring her to obtain illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions.
One of the first.
You know, I'm blessed to be in this industry.
Yes, and you're
I
blessed.
just try to blend it with my artistry.
Yeah, and you create that. I'm thrilled. I want to see that like tomorrow.
The court documents further outline how Diddy exerted influence over Cassie's career. He purportedly presented her with irresistible opportunities to make a significant impact in the industry, while expecting obedience and loyalty in return. This dynamic suggests a troubling power imbalance within their relationship, where Diddy allegedly used his influence and authority to manipulate and control Cassie's personal and professional life. In this context, obedience and loyalty imply granting Diddy complete control over both Cassie's private and professional life, obliging her to cater to his every whim and desire. The court documents suggest that those in proximity to Cassie and Diddy frequently observed instances of Diddy's alleged violence towards her. However, a culture of fear prevailed, preventing anyone from speaking up, as they were purportedly too afraid of Diddy. Now, how is this all related to Clive Davis? Clive and Diddy have a very old friendship from the time when Biggie was attacked once. The aftermath of Tupac's death indeed led to heightened tensions, and the situation escalated dramatically. The turning point came when Biggie, despite the charged atmosphere, ventured into California, considered the enemy's territory, without any protection. The ambush occurred near the Peterson Automobile Museum at a stoplight, leaving Biggie vulnerable to an attack. According to the account, Diddy was said to have taken cover under the car with a sense of fear. Interestingly, rumors circulated that Diddy was regarded as a target by Suge Knight, a notion supported by various sources. In an interview with The Real Gully TV, Monsieur Curry shared a recollection of an incident in which Diddy was allegedly subjected to a beating by Knight. This incident is also mentioned in Curry's book, Dancing with the Devil.
Forget smacking. Put the full Nelson. Yo, I'm telling you, you're not.
He said
the full Nelson. Yeah, Jake the Snake Robert, like this.
Well, Mark was really enjoying retelling this incident. He enthusiastically relayed that Diddy was weak and a pushover, so he couldn't even get out of Suge's hold, no matter how much he tried. But then again, what could he even do when he got scared out of his mind whenever Suge's name came up? Even Keith D, his former gang member, knew that Diddy had Navy SEALs protecting him 24/7 because he felt continuously threatened by Suge Knight.
And this had Navy SEALs in the next room. This looking like the FBI with earpieces and everything. Like, damn.
There were rumors circulating about Diddy and Clive being in a relationship. Diddy's history is marked by such instances. There is evidence suggesting that Diddy has unconventional interests that excite him. One of Diddy's preferred activities involves enticing heteros men into his vehicles and engaging in intimate encounters with them. He allegedly did this with rapper Method Man in Los Angeles. Method Man was seated in a club in LA when Diddy approached him. Diddy seemed drawn to him and began flirting in an unconventional manner. Instead of engaging in a straightforward conversation and inviting Method Man to his place like most people would, Diddy opted for a different approach by sending someone else to coax him into getting into a car. Perhaps this kind of manipulation is a game for Diddy, where he enjoys putting straight men in uncomfortable situations. Method Man wasn't the only straight man Diddy allegedly maneuvered into an uncomfortable position. Another rapper, Zeebit, came forward with a similar experience. Diddy invited him over for a good time, but instead took him to a club that turned out to be explicitly oriented towards the gay community. Zeebit was innocently trying to enjoy himself when he realized that the club's atmosphere was not what he expected. Observing men kissing and even encountering a man dancing fully nude in the club shocked him, leading him to understand that Diddy had misled him into attending a gay club. Diddy has never publicly acknowledged any attraction to men, but he doesn't seem concerned about being caught acting on his desires. At private parties and events, he reportedly behaves in a manner that suggests openness about his orientation. People have speculated that Diddy is willing to go to great lengths to satisfy his own desires. Seems like Hollywood is a place where everyone is hungry of fame and money, and whoever rejects this faces the circumstances. Money has long been a contentious issue in the entertainment industry. Terrence Howard recently reached a breaking point, airing grievances about his experiences within the industry and hinting at unjust treatment in his career. Reports suggest that Robert Downey Jr. also joined the conversation, providing context to Howard's behavior and sharing his own perspective on the matter.
Nothing better than shooting scenes in Vevey, Switzerland, in old age while you are
Terrence Howard is well known to audiences from his extensive work in both film and television. His career took off after starring as Jackie Jackson in the 1992 TV movie The Jacksons, An American Dream, which recounted the story of the Jackson 5. He gained further recognition with his role alongside Martin Lawrence in the 2000 film Big Mama's House. Howard's talent led him to prominent projects like the ensemble drama Crash, which won the Best Picture Oscar at the 2006 Academy Awards.
And the Oscar goes to Crash.
In subsequent years, Howard landed the lead role in the rap drama Hustle and Flow, a performance that garnered him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. His varied portfolio also encompassed notable projects including Iron Man, Disney's The Princess and the Frog, a starring role in the short-lived spin-off Law and Order, L.A., and a significant part in director Lee Daniels' The Butler. When Daniels was assembling the cast for his television series Empire, Howard was chosen for the starring role of rapper and mogul Lucius Lyon. The show enjoyed remarkable success, running from 2015 until 2020.
I love what you did with the house. Open up a track for me.
Despite his on-screen triumphs, Terrence Howard has gained a reputation for being challenging to work with, which some attribute to his passionate nature. According to an unnamed television executive cited in the New York Post, Howard is known for his quick temper and uncompromising demeanor when things don't go his way.
When you said after you complete these 15 episodes of Empire, you got to walk away for a while or forever?
For good. I mean, everyone keeps trying to tell me don't.
However, Howard himself perceives his behavior differently. Reflecting on an early experience in his career, he recounted to the New York Times an incident on the set of The Cosby Show. At 19 years old, he secured a minor role on the popular sitcom, only to later find out he had been cut from the episode. Enraged by this, Howard confronted Bill Cosby directly, asserting his dignity as a fellow man. Unfortunately, this confrontation had repercussions for Howard's career, as the casting agent refused to collaborate with him again.
I had an opportunity to go and be on The Cosby Show, and I remember walking around it and watching Bill Cosby.
For Howard, this incident established a pattern for his professional life. He explained that he is willing to stand up for what he believes in, even if it means facing repercussions. Terrence Howard landed what could be considered his career-defining role when he was cast as Jim Rhodey Rhodes, also known as War Machine, in the 2008 blockbuster film Iron Man. Notably, Howard was the first actor selected for the role and commanded the highest salary, reportedly earning $3.5 million with the potential for an additional $5 million if a sequel materialized. He even purportedly offered to reduce his own salary by $1 million to facilitate the casting of Robert Downey Jr., whose well-publicized struggles with Substance A made the studio hesitant to hire him.
It turns out that the person that I helped become Iron Man, when it was time to re-up for the second one, took the money that was supposed to go to me.
However, when Iron Man 2 was greenlit, Howard claimed he received the news that his role would be diminished along with the promised salary. Allegedly, his agent tersely dismissed the studio's decision with an expletive-laden response before cutting off communication. Subsequently, Don Cheadle assumed the role of Rhodey. Howard revealed feeling snubbed by Downey, asserting that his attempts to reach out were met with silence until he left a message emphasizing the support he had extended in the past. According to Howard, Downey never responded, leaving him feeling slighted, particularly considering what he perceived as the financial gain Downey enjoyed at his expense. Howard suggested that Downey profited to the tune of $100 million, indirectly referencing Downey's substantial earnings from subsequent Marvel films and back-end deals.
Terrence Howard and Robert Downey Jr. haven't had the best relationship in the last 10 years, and now he's blaming him for losing $100 million.
In 2008, the release of Iron Man marked the beginning of the most successful franchise in Hollywood history, catapulting Robert Downey Jr. into the ranks of A-list superstardom. Virtually every individual associated with the film, including Kevin Feige, Jon Favreau, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Paul Bettany, has since become an integral part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. However, one actor departed the superhero flick feeling deeply aggrieved by Marvel Studios. Terrence Howard, initially cast as Colonel James Rhodey Rhodes, Tony Stark's right-hand man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, seemed like an ideal fit for the role. However, despite his promising start, Howard's journey with the franchise took an unexpected turn, leading to his departure before Iron Man 2 Inches began filming.
We had a 3-picture deal that before we did the first one, everything was already set out what was going to take place with that. They chose not to.
The decision to part ways with Howard stemmed from a variety of factors, including conflicts on set and contentious financial negotiations. Despite his portrayal of Rhodey being well received, behind-the-scenes tensions and disagreements with the studio ultimately led to his exit from the franchise. While Howard's departure prevented him from appearing in subsequent Marvel films like Avengers: Infinity War, the circumstances surrounding his exit underscore the complex dynamics at play within the entertainment industry.
They wanted to go in the direction of having Robert remain as the lead because War Machine was supposed to take over the second one. And so they gave me an offer.
Terrence Howard's collaboration with Marvel Studios mirrored the uneasy alliance of Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. While their partnership may have shown promise initially, it was fraught with discord, ultimately leading to conflict. Howard's reputation for being difficult to work with preceded him, casting a shadow over his tenure with Marvel. Known for his irascible attitude, Howard openly admitted to the challenges of collaborating with him. This demeanor, ingrained in him since his early acting days, often proved detrimental to his career. During his role in The Best Man, Howard's insistence on delivering lines in his preferred serious tone clashed with the production's vision for the scene.
I don't give a damn what y'all say.
Ain't nothing natural about no monogamy.
When questioned about rumors linking his departure from Iron Man 2 inches to pay disputes involving Robert Downey Jr. and future sequels, Terrence Howard addressed the issue on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live. Howard asserted that the deals were pre-negotiated, but he was offered considerably less to reprise his role as James Rhodes, reportedly around $1 million. Additionally, Howard claimed that Downey Jr. did not respond to his attempts to seek assistance regarding the matter. "We did a 3-picture deal, so that means that you did the deal ahead of time, a certain amount for the first one, a certain amount for the second one, a certain amount for the third," Howard told Bravo. "They came to me with the second and said, look, we will pay you 1/8 of what we contractually had for you, because we think the second one will be successful with or without you. And I called my friend that I helped get the first job, and he didn't call me back for 3 months." In the same conversation, Howard reiterated that he loved Downey Jr. and wished him the best. Downey Jr. previously shared a similar sentiment after the casting change in Iron Man 2, telling MTV News, "I had nothing to do with that decision. I love Terrence very, very much. That's all I'll say because I haven't talked to him yet." Don Cheadle also stated he wasn't involved in Howard's departure. However, Howard's attitude regarding the situation remained tense. He believed War Machine could have created a huge franchise and had a simple message for those involved with the decision to drop him. F 'em. With Terrence Howard's departure, Marvel swiftly sought out a replacement for James Rhodes, ultimately casting Don Cheadle. According to Rolling Stone, Marvel reached out to Cheadle just a day after parting ways with Howard, solidifying his role as the new War Machine. Cheadle's involvement with the franchise had been in the works for some time. He revealed that he had early discussions with Jon Favreau and the team before the first Iron Man film, indicating that he was considered alongside Howard from the outset. "Really, initially they wanted Don in that role, but my agent pushed me in. So I never had any beef with Don about it," Howard clarified. But for the reason Terrence was fighting with Robert, which was his disturbed past, it seems like his own past was also not clean. In 2001, Terrence Howard faced legal trouble following an alleged violent altercation with his then-wife, Lori McComas. According to a police report obtained by the Smoke, the incident occurred during a heated argument over the phone. While Howard's trajectory may have diverged from the superhero star path initially envisioned, he has continued to secure engaging roles in the industry. Regarding his alleged feud with Robert Downey Jr., Howard shared in a 2016 Instagram post that things were all good between them. It appears that any animosity Howard may have harbored towards Downey Jr. in the past has since dissipated, indicating a sense of reconciliation between the two actors. One person on the internet wrote, "Wow, the entertainment world is really shady. If you are not willing to compromise your self-respect and have your self-worth devalued, they go hard to fade your very existence. Why? Because that is who they are and that is what they do." One more person added, "I've been feeling this for a long time now. So sick of seeing our black male actors compromise their masculinity." That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.